Jack Harlan froze in his tracks, staring at the three shadowy figures huddled in the dim light of his barn lantern. Snow swirled around them like angry ghosts, and their soaked dresses hugged bodies that stirred something deep and forbidden in the 40-year-old rancher from Willow Bend, Montana. He'd spent 2 decades building walls around his heart, avoiding the temptations of town life. But now these women strangers from God knows where stood before him, shivering and desperate. The tall one with midnight black hair leaned against a post, her olive skin glistening with melting flakes, drawing his eyes in ways he'd long forbidden himself. The young redhead chewed her lip, her ripped blouse exposing more than any proper lady would allow, and the third, a seasoned beauty with wise eyes, stepped forward. "Please," she breathed, her voice cutting through the howling wind. "We need shelter." In that instant, Jack knew his solitary world was about to shatter. But could a man who'd never known a woman's touch survive the storm brewing inside? Jack's hands shook like they hadn't since his first cattle drive as he ushered the women into his cabin. The blizzard outside roared like a freight train, sealing them in a space that felt too small and too charged. "We ran from Madame Louise's place," the older one said, wringing water from her chestnut curls. "I'm Evelyn. This is Lily." She nodded to the feisty redhead. "And Sophia." The dark-haired woman with native features, maybe Navajo. Jack guessed met his gaze steadily, her coal-black eyes unblinking. Evelyn's gown, once elegant, now clung to her ample form, firelight dancing over her curves. Jack forced his focus on her story, not the distraction. "Louise was auctioning me off to a brute who gets his kicks from bruises," Evelyn continued. Lily snorted, a bitter edge to her laugh. "At least you got one buyer." She had a lineup of 5 waiting for me. Her torn top barely held together, revealing pale skin without a hint of shame. But it was Sophia who unraveled him. As she warmed by the hearth, her dress hiked up, showing toned legs scarred from hard living. When she caught him staring at the blood on her ankle, she shrugged. "Barbed wire. Nothing serious." Jack's protective side kicked in, overriding years of isolation. "Sit. I'll fix it." Kneeling with a basin and rag, his rough hands trembled as he lifted her foot. Her skin was smooth as river stone under his calluses. The cut was minor, but tending it meant pushing her hem higher, exposing the sweep of her thigh. His breath hitched. Hers did too. "Your touch," Sophia murmured in a soft accent. "It's kind. Not like the others." She stopped, but Jack Ottman in her world brought only hurt. "I won't harm you," he vowed, bandaging her with care. "None of you." Evelyn watched with a softening gaze. Lily's tough facade cracked, showing vulnerability. As their eyes locked, Jack and Sophia's spark ignited, raw and unavoidable. For the first time, Jack touched a woman with awe, not fear. Outside, the storm raged. Inside, for damaged souls teetered on redemption or ruin. The blizzard locked them in for 5 endless days and nights, each hour chipping away at Jack's defenses like an ice pick. Evelyn commandeered his kitchen with effortless poise, her hips swaying as she bent to pull bread from the oven, stirring urges Jack had buried deep. Over coffee one evening, she shared her story. Widowed young, a 7-year-old son back with kin while she scraped by in Louise's den. "A decent man's worth more than silver in these parts," she said, her hand grazing his arm, sending jolts through him. Lily was a firecracker, perched on his table with legs dangling, skirt riding high, spinning yarns that flushed his cheeks and tightened his jeans. "Ever been with a gal, Jack?" she teased on night 2, eyes twinkling. His blush fueled her laughter, but it held warmth. "We won't bite much." Yet Sophia haunted him most. She spoke sparingly, her presence a quiet melody of pain and strength. On the 4th night, with others asleep, Jack found her by the window, moonlight etching tears on her face. "Can't rest?" he asked. She turned, vulnerability raw. "I dream of my tribe, Before the raids, before this. Jack drew near, compelled. Tell me. Sophia's smile flickered. In Navajo, we say a hu-hi-a man with a woman's spirit. Gentle, not weak. That's you, Jack Harlan. Her fingers hovered near his cheek, dropping away. The air crackled with want. He leaned in. She pulled back. You don't know me, you had, I've done to live. Doesn't matter, Jack insisted, his voice thick. But Lily's sleepy voice interrupted. Ain't this cozy? Evelyn shushed her, but the moment was shattered. Sophia retreated, leaving Jack's heart thundering. By dawn, the skies cleared but trouble loomed. Morning brought not peace, but the rumble of horses and the cock of revolvers. Jack was chopping wood when 8 riders crested the ridge, led by Deputy Harlan O'Kin, just a badge bought by Louise's payoffs. Jack Harlan, the deputy bellowed. You've got Louise's property. Hand him over, or it's trouble. Jack's hand found his old Remington, steady now. Behind him, the door creaked. Evelyn, Lily, and Sophia emerged, chins high. No one's property on my land, Jack shouted back. The deputy sneered. They're whores, boy. Belongings get returned. The slur ignited fury in Jack, not shock, but resolve. These women were more than their pasts. Only thing returning is Udo the devil. The shootout etched itself into Willow Bend lore, though tales twisted it. Folks said Jack stood alone like a Wild West hero. Truth was fiercer. Sophia vanished into the trees during the standoff, re-emerging with a handmade bow from barn scraps, arrows tipped with her own braids. While Jack drew fire from behind his upturned cart, she struck silently and true, felling 2 with hard shots. Lily, grazed but fierce, snatched Jack's spare Winchester. I ain't going down easy, she growled, blood trickling. Evelyn yanked her to cover, but not before Lily's shot dropped a gunman. The fight was savage, bullets whizzing, men screaming. Jack's Remington barked, dropping 3. When the deputy charged, Sophia's arrow pierced his shoulder. Jack finished him with a clean headshot. Silence fell like fresh snow. Jack surveyed the carnage, world tilting. He'd killed before, rustlers mostly, but never for love. Lily bled from her arm, cursing vividly as Evelyn bandaged her. Sophia stood frozen, bow limp. This ain't done, Jack said grimly. Louise has pulled maybe Pinkerton's, lawman. Evelyn nodded, eyes wise. That night, as Lily battled infection, the women packed. You can't stay with us, Sophia said, avoiding his gaze. We're fighters, you'd break. Jack's chest ached. Let me come. Evelyn's touch was sisterly. You're good, Jack, but we're tainted. Find peace. They slipped away at dawn, but Sophia lingered. In the pale light, she cupped his face. What we had it meant the world. Then stay, he pleaded. Their kiss was fire and farewell, tasting of salt and promise. She pressed a carved stone pendant into his hand. In Navajo, sure heart you remine, but hearts survive loss. Evelyn pecked his cheek. Build a life, Jack. Remember us. Lily punched his arm. You changed Meshode, not all men are beasts. Then they vanished into the mist, ripping his soul. Willow Bend buzzed days later, Doc patching wounds, Sheriff Kane investigating. You did right, Kane said, eyeing bodies. That deputy's gang terrorized for years. Feds were circling Louise. But Jack barely listened, horizon-bound where his heart fled. The pendant never left his pocket. Sophia never left his dreams. 20 months blurred by. Jack transformed no longer the shy recluse. His ranch thrived. Townsfolk respected the man who'd faced evil. He dated the baker's daughter briefly, but shadows lingered. On a crisp October dusk, mending fences, hooves echoed. A rider approached a woman on a spotted mare, black hair whipping. Sophia dismounted, eyes shining. I found my kin, heal my wounds. She stepped close. Now I want our future. Jack pulled her in, kissing her deeply. They married that spring, building a life of love and family, proving redemption conquers all scars. What do you think about Jack's journey and the women's choices? Share your opinions in the comments. Do you agree with their decisions? Or would you have handled it differently? Let's hear your stance.